What's up guys, Corvus here, and welcome to the start of my grand campaign for the Paradox series of grand strategy games. So what we're going to be doing in this series is we're going to be starting out with Crusader Kings 2. This is going to be episode 1 of the entire series, and we're going to play all the way through to 1444 in Crusader Kings 2. We're then going to import the game into Europa Universalis 4, play through to 1821. I'm not sure the exact start date for Victoria 2, but we're going to ship that Europa Universalis 4 save over to Victoria, play through until whenever Victoria ends. I believe it's like 1910, something like that. And then we're going to move that over to Hearts of Iron 4 and play through a game in the Hearts of Iron 4 timeline. So to start off, like I said, we have Reaper's Due, the new expansion for Crusader Kings 2. Hopefully by the time I get the Crusader Kings 2 part out the way, the new Rights of Man expansion will have come out for Europa Universalis 4, and I'll be able to go into that expansion. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you something before we start the game, and that is the new option you can do at the start of every game to set the game rules. So the ones I've chosen, I'm having dynamic major epidemic, so the bubonic plague will appear at the very earliest 200 years after the game started and might reappear 500 years after the game start. After one major outbreak, the epidemic will become endemic, which means it can randomly appear at different points. Minor epidemics, they're also on default. I believe that's the default. Yeah, dynamic is the default for this. You've also got delayed dynamic, where it doesn't appear until 1100. Historical, where it won't appear until 1345. And deadly, where it appears frequently and is extraordinarily deadly. We may play a game as that, see how bad it is. But we're just going to play this one on dynamic. Minor epidemics, you can have default, more, fewer, and that's it. We're going to play on default. Minor epidemics appear at default rate, small and normal outbreaks appear frequently, large outbreaks are very rare. Mongol invasion, we are having it historical, so between 1210 and 1218 they'll appear. Aztecs I have turned off, mainly because in EU4 I don't want the Americas to basically be the Aztecs and the Incas, huge, both high American tech groups. I want some colonizing of the Americas to be possible. So that's turned off. Shattered Retreat I have turned off. I don't really like it without the locked movement like EU4 has. I think the two go hand in hand really well. I don't think Shattered Retreat by itself works very well. It's just too irritating just seeing them run away across an entire country. Defensive pacts, I have them turned off as well. I'm not a huge fan of the infamy system. Because it's just so much more... Like, you take one county in this, and you can't declare war for like 10 years. Whereas in EU4, it's when you take like a whole country, you can't do that. So, yeah, defensive pacts, I have them turned off. Gender equality... In my last campaign in CK2, there was a couple comments in the comment section on if I could try and play as more female characters. So hopefully this gender equality law will allow that. I don't know if it allows Muslims to play as female characters, because when you go on historical, it says specific cultures and religions may allow/disallow gender laws. But for all, it seems as if it'll allow Muslim females to actually rule, which will be interesting. Supernatural events, I thought we'd have them on just to make it a bit interesting. There is a new event that allows you to become immortal, but apparently you've basically got like a 95% chance on like multiple steps that you'll die instead of becoming immortal. So hopefully we'll see something like that. Maybe not the immortality, that may be a bit weird. But, yeah. And dynamic de jure drift, we'll have that on default. We'll have de jure assimilation on default as well. You can see you can have restricted, where it only happens if they border each other, or you can turn it off. None of that affects achievements, only gender equality so far has. de jure assimilation, you have 100. You can make it 300. You can have it as 10 years, which is ridiculous, or 50 years. If you have it as 10 years, it basically means you're never going to have de jure casus belli. So there's that. Culture conversion, I've got it on default. We could have it on faster melting pot so that English, Swedish and Russian appear quicker. Slower conversion, combination, spread is restricted and culture conversion is reduced. I think I might actually have faster melting pots. It'll be nice to see English appear before like 10 or 1100. Conversion speed, we can slow it down or just have it default. I'll just have it default. Rating, I have it set to historical. If I was playing in England, I'd probably have it on off because I hate the little like 500-man armies that land on your coastline and just annoy you. But I've got a historical because if you look up here, you can see our character. Adventurers I have set to normal. Interfaith marriages I was going to have on, but I think it would be too weird to have like some random Indian count inheriting France or something like that. It would just be very strange. Matrilineal marriages we have set to on, if it's allowed by the government, which it will be because we have gender equality on full. Charlemagne custom realms we have switched on. Charlemagne story events we actually have switched off because I am actually playing in Lombardy and I don't want it to be inherited by Charlemagne. That's the main reason for having that off. I believe there's an event where he gets like a chance of inheriting Lombardy, something like that. Vassal republics and vassal theocracies we both have restricted. You can have unrestricted, so you can go back to, I believe it was Arumba 07 or just Arumba as he is now. When he did his Hungry campaign with the Magyars in the Old Gods bookmark, or the Viking Age as it's now known, he made lots of theocracy vassals because they were much less likely to rebel, so you can do that now if you put unrestricted on. It will stop you getting achievements though. Invitation to court, this is an interesting one. Normally it's very hard to get people to join your court unless they have like a claim they want you to press. When I'm going to have it on open, so as long as they like me more than their liege, they should be able to join my court. Which will be good if I have like family members leave court. They'll most likely like me more than their liege, so they'll be able to get them back. Diplomatic range I have on, you can put it restricted, so it's actually much shorter diplomatic range, or you can turn it off, disables achievements. Regencies, I have them switched on. You could turn them off, it disables achievements. I'm not sure why that one disables achievements, that's quite weird. But it means we'll have to have a regent. Fortunately, it's not like EU4 where if you have a regent you can't declare war. In this, you don't have that problem. Provincial revolts I have turned off. You can have them normal or rare. I'm turning them off because they're just a random thing. If it was like EU4, I'm comparing it to EU4 a lot, but they're very similar games with very different sets of rules. So if it was like the EU4, not revolt risk, what is it called in EU4? But the EU4 system where you have an idea of when someone's going to rebel. In this, it's like you have 1% revolt risk. It could rebel like this second, or it could rebel in 20 years time, or it could just not rebel. So I'm just turning them off. They're usually not much of an impact anyway. Defensive attrition I have switched on for pagans. You can put it to tribal only, or you can turn it off entirely. Pagan Reformation is allowed, you can turn it off, or you can put it players only, but that disables achievements. Assassination, I have it set to direct action, which is the old way of assassination. So there is a button where you can pay money to assassinate people, I believe. Hopefully we won't be assassinated too many times, but you never know. And I have the AI seduction and AI intrigue focuses from Way of Life turned off as well, because I find the AI goes a bit crazy with that. Anyway, that's how we're going to start this game. I will get into the main game now and I'll go through my character. Okay guys, so this is our character for the start of this playthrough. So starting in 769, 1st of January, it's the Charlemagne start date, and we start out with Duke Erecus II of Benevento. Now we are a duke with basically what Naples is in EU4 for the most part. Let's go to direct vassals. So as you can see, we control these 9 provinces here. So we directly only control Benevento and Foggia, who are also the Duke of Benevento. The Pope has a bishopric in our main county, so we don't get any tax from that or vassal levy. We actually have spawned with a really good character here. 19 diplomacy, 7 martial, 12 stewardship. The intrigue's terrible. Learning 12. I actually want to check. Where's the assassinate button? Yeah, 350 to assassinate my wife. How much is it for the king? 350. Right. Is it 350 for everyone? 250 for my son. What about the Pope? Pope is 350. Is an Emperor 450, I guess? Yeah, the Emperor is 450. Okay. So, we've got good stats. Traits-wise, we've got Grey Eminence, boosts our fertility a bit. We got Trusting, not my favourite trait. Diligent, which is a very good trait. Just and Charitable. Now, Diligent, I believe, is really good for children because they're more likely to get a 4-star education if they have the Diligent trait than, say, a 2-star education. Our son, our heir, is a tough soldier, not great. He has pretty poor stats. He's erudite, craven, lustful, charitable. We've got Grimold here. 11 intrigues, nice. Flamboyant schemer, gregarious, yeah. And we have a grandson as well, who's only 1 year old. Okay, so our wife, she is actually the daughter of King Desiderius of Lombardy. She is the first daughter. No. Which one is she? Yeah, she's the first daughter. So the eldest daughter, and because of her, my sons are in line to inherit. They're actually because it's Agni, Cogni, Gavelkind. I'm not sure why they're ahead of the mother, but my firstborn son and my heir is second in line to inherit after his only son, and then my second-born son is third in line, and my grandson is fourth in line. So that's why we chose this character. It's a Duke-level character. He's not that powerful at the game's start, only the 2 provinces for himself. He does have 7 count vassals, which kind of boosts my strength but kind of weakens us because they're quite strong in comparison to me. Like if we look at the realm trade, they have like, if we go here, they have like 12% of the top guy. We have 31%, they're about a third of our strength. And what else can we look at? So that's all good. They're the only members of our family still living, I believe. And yes, our wife is 6th in line to the Lombard throne. I've actually checked, and I think that's pretty much it for what we're going to do. So what did this expansion add to the game? And how is our council looking? Council looks good. The Spy Master is absolutely terrible. Are any of these guys better at Spy Mastery? He's better. Like, that guy's decent. So are you good at Martial? Yes. So I'm going to swap those 2 around. So can you become my Spy Master? Spy Master. Okay, so I think that works better. Okay, so what we're going to do here is improve relations with the king, I think? Or, wait a second. Because I have invite to court on, we can search for intrigue, and if we can get this guy, how much do you like your liege? Not much, but you're too far. What about you? You're within range, you don't like your liege much, you wouldn't accept an invitation to court. What if I send you some money? So we're going to try this out. Invite to court, yes. So we've got a good spy master now. That's very nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to appoint him, and then we're going to go spy on the king. We're also going to improve relations with him though. I wonder, can we appoint that guy? No, we can't. So we're going to have this guy a bit annoyed with us, but that's fine. Marshal, we want to train troops in the capital. Oh. Yes, we want to train troops in the capital because there's a slightly larger levy. We want to collect taxes in the capital. They're both the same, so we'll do the capital. I mean, you're not going to be in power for very long, so just do that. And then, do we have any wrong religion provinces? We do. We have 2 provinces down here that are the wrong religion. We're going to appoint this guy because he's slightly better, and then send him to proselytize. So we've got a 14% chance of converting yearly. That's quite good actually. And we're also going to, oh yes, we're going to check out what's new in this update. So court physician, we need a court physician to deal with the plague. So it doesn't cost money, it doesn't look like. So we'll send for a court physician. We're going to need one at some point. We have commanders appointed. Do we have any better options? We have this guy, but he's already working on something. Okay, so we'll just do that. Inheritance, we are on Gavelkind, or Gavelkind. I'd like to go to primogeniture. We have ruled for 10 years, however, we need late feudal administration, it looks like, to get that. So I doubt we'll be able to. So I may go to seniority at some point. Realm laws, we don't have many we can do at the moment. We'll think about these in episode 2. This first episode is just going over what's new in the update. Retinues, do we have any? Ooh, that's an interesting cultural retinue. 300 heavy infantry, uses 900 retinue cap. Plot wise, we could help our liege with titles. He's not over his mid-domain size. Doesn't look like there's any new decisions. Plots, we've still got these random plots that you can't do. Factions, it doesn't look like there are any possible at the moment, and the Pope likes me a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start off by acquire title, build a war chest. We would have to get 500 ducats. That may take some time, we'll only make 3 a month. Comes King of Sicily. Exalted Among Men isn't that hard to do. Get 1000 prestige. You get 4 a month. But we don't have anyone to marry really. But we'll do it. We'll do Exalted Among Men. And we will choose... Because for this first character I want to try and kill the king, I think I'm going to choose the intrigue focus. It'll boost our intrigue up to 5. Or it should. Don't know why it isn't. Probably have to unpause to do that. Special titles. Designated regent, no thanks. Unmarried heir. So let's see who our heir can marry off to. Can marry him to Gisela, the Princess of Francia. I think that's pretty safe. Let's do that. And I think that is going to be where we end this first episode, guys. If you've enjoyed it and you're looking forward to this grand campaign, make sure to leave a like, hit subscribe as well. And from me, Corvus, thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.